All right, bear with me just a second. I just want to make sure everything is up and running okay here. I just want to check the volume. Just bear with me just a moment. Okay. Um, Everything should be up and running smoothly here. Um, so anyway, I of course want to start off the video by saying Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, which is named the Most High, and Yahweh Shai, which is the name of the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So anyway, I'm just here for a little live show tonight. You know, there's a couple of things to speak about. You know, which really, man, I mean, at this point, all we're really doing is, just watching the times right now, man. Okay, the scriptures speak about being diligent, all right, and watching, right, watching these things that we see happen. Okay, and then we're also not only watching for ourselves these things, but we're also watching to tell the people. That's why, which I don't have the scriptures here with me. I'm at my location, so we'll, paraphrase them. Scriptures say to know the scriptures and the precepts upon your heart. Right, that's how you learn is by memorizing them. Anyway, according to what is it, Habakkuk 2:2, right? It says what? That the vision it's yet for a appointed time, but at the end it will speak and it will not lie. Right. So the vision, which what is the vision? Vision is talking about the prophecies. It says what? That they're for a appointed time. Right back then, they were not set to come to pass back then, but rather in our time today, they're going to come to pass. That's why if you read on, it says what? To tell make these prophecies plain upon table, that he may run who reads them. Now, does that literally mean to run like physically jog? That doesn't mean that. What it's talking about is a spiritual sense. Okay? Let him run who reads is talking about let them have understanding, right? That they might be able to digest this understanding. Okay? Um, bear with me a second. I see Awakened Pennsylvanian is in the chat. Shalom. He said, I would be on right now, but my phone got to be charged. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Oh, and also we have put her on the we have a sister in the chat, named Catherine. All right, which long story short with her is she left a comment on one of my previous videos about the rapture, right? So she actually did a video on her page. She mentioned me in two of them I seen. Which she said I wasn't a shill, right? So I suppose that's a plus. Inside joke, man. As I said, man, you got a lot of guys out here that are talking about, um, that well, maybe guys are being paid to lie on YouTube. I mean, what type of nonsense is that to believe that people are being paid to lie to 25 people on their YouTube channel? That's ridiculous, man. Now, I'm not saying that some of these top guys are, you know, that are not being paid. I'm sure some of them are being influenced by, money behind the scenes. Some of these guys that have, a quarter million, 500,000, followers. Let me just answer a question in the chat. Awakened Pennsylvania said, still down for Sunday? Yeah, man, I'm still down for Sunday. I'll send you you see, I'll send you a message tomorrow, on Gmail, and we'll get everything, set up. Okay, so I'll send you a message on Gmail, and we'll work everything out. Just look out for that message from me sometime tomorrow. But yeah, I'm still down for Sunday. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, man. You know, some of these guys might be being influenced from behind the scenes, but it's very few. Okay, and that's a whole nother topic to talk about, man. Okay, because you got guys on there, like I'll give an example, guys like, Russian vids, right? They're on there talking about, nothing's real, right? Right. Everything you see on the news is fake. Now I know that they have, some stuff on TV that you see is definitely a agenda being pushed. I agree with that, right? I'm not gonna argue with that. That's true. But with that being said, you got these guys talking about, well, there's no such thing as any type of wars, right? All these violent, uprisings of the people, all of these are staged, right? All of these are staged. It's like, God damn, man. I mean, if somebody robs the local convenience store and steals all the milk, is that some type of Illuminati conspiracy? According to these guys, it is. You know what I'm saying? It gets ridiculous, man, because according to the scriptures, and I thought these guys are supposed to teach the scriptures according to them, right? They say they believe in Christ. Well, according to the scriptures, according to the prophecies, it says that these things will be going on in the world, right? The uproars of the people against the so-called authorities, all right? These earthquakes, right? The wars among the nations. So how can these guys teach the Bible on their page, but yet in the same breath believe all of this is staged? If the scriptures clearly say that these things will have to happen. Okay, now I'm not saying that maybe on some of these protests they might have some, people that are set up to provoke emotions from the people. That could certainly be true, but that doesn't mean everybody there is just an actor, right? Everybody is being paid to deceive the masses. That's nonsense. All right, that's ridiculous to believe in something like that. To believe that everybody is being paid to deceive everybody. That's absolute nonsense, man. Okay, and you really have guys out here who actually believe that. Okay, but guess what? Here's a little news flash, man. Okay, real things actually happen in the world, right? Not everything is a Illuminati conspiracy. Okay, not everything is a conspiracy. I mean, in hell, and this is coming from a man who believes the Earth is flat. Okay, so let that sink in. All right, but even though I'll tell you that NASA's clearly lying to you, which is true. But I'm not gonna sit on there and say, "Oh, don't believe what you see on the news because all that's fake." No, that's all nonsense, man. Okay, there's definitely real events that happen in the world. I mean, hell, man, I wouldn't be surprised, man. I was watching this, some of these earthquake videos that been going on, right? There was one just down in Haiti, right? I believe it was one in India too, and then of course you had one in Mexico, right? The guys will be on there saying, "Oh, you see, all of this is like, CGI," right? Or they'll go on there saying that there's some type of like, government program that is making these events happen. And let's roll with that for a second, right? Let's roll with that. Even if it is true that there are, certain government programs in existence, let's just go with that for a minute. All right, let's say that is true. Okay, now we know that. Guess what, though? It doesn't change the fact that God was behind it, because according to the scriptures, let me just open the water real quick. I'll be right back. Excuse me. According to the scriptures, it says that the Lord is the one who does the evil in the city. Amos 3:6. If there is evil in the city, has the Lord not done it? And it has a question mark because it's asking you the question: was it not the Lord who done these things? Because it was. So even if man came up with these devices that they can control nature, okay, even if that is true, well, God still did it. If you go to what is that, Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1, it says, "The heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord, and as the rivers of water, he turns it whatsoever he will." Right. So the heart, meaning the mind of the rulers of the world, are in the hands of the Lord. And of course, that's not literal. That's not literally saying that the Lord actually has their brain in his hand. That's not talking about that. It's talking about the Lord puts things into their mind, or it puts things into their consciousness. Okay, just like, let me give another example. Bear with me a second. You go to the prophecy that speaks about the you know, the beast will hate the whore. The The beast is an assembly of nations, but the whore is America. So right now, they're all basically in agreement with each other. But if you read the chapter, it says that the Lord will put it into their mind to make war with the whore, which the whore is America, and the beast is NATO, right? The European Union and North Atlantic Treaty Organization, which are basically an assembly of nations. Okay, they work together, and America is part of them. But that's a whole nother video, but I bring that up to point out that it says, if you read it yourself, it says that the Lord put it into their hearts to fulfill his will. Right, so that proves the statement I was making. Let me see. Awakened Pennsylvanian said, heard about the La Palma volcano? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yes, I've seen something about that. I was watching a video of the eruption, and that just shows you, Matt. Okay, that just shows you, how serious everything is right now. Okay, because, you know, I mean, hey, look, man. I mean, there's been so much that's been happening over the past, almost say 2 years now. I mean, this isn't even a joke, man. No time in history before compares to this, right? There's literally, natural disasters that are, happening every single day, man. All right, every single day there's natural disasters. I mean, hell, you've had all these hurricanes, right? These earthquakes, these volcanic eruptions. I mean, what the hell do you need to show people at this point to show that we're living in those times when, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is about to return, man? I mean, it's evident, as Mina God would say, right? Hey, the proof is in the pudding. All right, the proof is in the pudding, man. Okay, with everything that's going on right now. Okay, it's very clear. Okay, what is what's happening in the world right now. Okay, and I'll quote it again. I said this before, but it has to be said again. If you go to what is it, Second Ezra, the ninth chapter, and read down from the first verse, it says what? That when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, you will know this is the same time where the highest will begin to visit the world. Right, so the highest, which is Yahweh, right, God, he is beginning to visit the world. Right, the world is being visited. Okay, in fact, there's a verse in, I believe it's the book of Psalms or Proverbs. There's a verse that speaks about that the Lord shall visit you with storm and with tempest. And if anybody can find that, you're welcome to put that on the comment board. Okay, but yeah, the Lord's going to visit with storm and with tempest. And you've been seeing that with these earthquakes, with these volcanic eruptions, with these hurricanes, man. Okay, I mean, how much more clear does it need to be, man? Okay, that something isn't right in the world right now, man. Okay, so I mean, it's I mean, it's very clear. Okay, it's very clear. What is going on right now. Okay, and a lot of guys just can't see it, man. Okay, a lot of guys just can't see, what's happening right now. That's why, when Christ was giving his parables, he he said, hey, to you, it's given to know the mysteries of the kingdom. But, to the rest, to the average people, it's not given to them. Then it goes on to say what? That, they have ears, they have physical ears, but they can't hear. They have physical eyes, but yet they cannot see. And what does that mean? That means that that even though they have physical eyes, right, to see the world, they can't see the spiritual things which are going around. And just like they have physical ears, they can't hear the spiritual things that are going on around them, man. All right. In fact, I was reading just today. Let me see if I can remember it. It was in I want to say, let's see, I want to say it was in First Corinthians. I want to say fifth chapter. Could be mistaken. I was reading earlier. It speaks about what, that the carnal man cannot understand the spiritual things. Okay, a carnal man cannot understand. Excuse my stutter. Cannot understand the things which are spiritual. Okay, a spiritual man can understand the spiritual things, but a carnal man, a worldly man, is not able to understand the spiritual things. Okay, and that's, I mean, it's evident, man. Okay, I'll give an example. I remember, man, I want to say, let's say maybe 8 years ago now, good 7 years ago, I was having a conversation with somebody, about something that pertained to the prophecies, right? And they were like, well, I mean, hey, don't believe everything you see on the internet, right? Because I brought up that chip. Got to watch what you say on here now. But I brought that up, and I was going, I was talking with him, which was actually my cousin, right? So I was talking with him, say, hey, man, did you know this is actually, in the scriptures, and I showed him it, and he was like, well, oh man, well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, hey, look, don't believe, what you see on the internet. Which that's a good response because as I said, man, hey, I'll quote it again. It's not given to a carnal man to understand spiritual things. Okay, so that's why when guys see this, it's not up for them to understand. Okay, it's very simple. I see we have Catherine in the comment section here. So hey, shalom to Catherine. See you in the comments. Hey, if you want to join, there's a link to join the show if you want to come on and talk. All right. It's just up above in the chat if you'd like. But if not, you're welcome to stay in the comments. Um, Catherine said there was an earthquake in Melbourne. Yeah, as I said, man. Um, there's earthquakes and all of this stuff just going on at literally every day, man. I mean, hell, it's unbelievable, what's going on right now, man. Okay, it's unbelievable the things that are happening in the world right now. All right, this place can't go on any longer. Okay. Oh, okay. She said she's on the bus. All right, well that's fine. Um, but getting back to what I was saying, you know, there's just there's so much that's happening right now that it's just this truly has to be it, man. Okay, this has to be the time when the prophecies are going to be fulfilled and that Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is about to return. That has to be the time right now. Okay, this has to be the time because just looking at America, man, this place can't go on any longer. The way things are going right now, man, this place is done. Okay, this place is done, man. Okay, and it's not just me saying that. I was watching a video, man, of what is it, what is it, Philadelphia, right? Over in Philadelphia, they have damn, I don't remember the street name, but they have a whole homeless encampments over there, man. Oh, it just shows you how through these people are out here, man. Okay, and that's what America is, all right? This place is done, right? It's finished. And that's not me who's saying that. I mean, hell, your experts out there will even tell you that, man. All right, they're going by statistics. This place can't go on any longer. It can't. The people are absolutely through, man. Okay. In fact, I was I was watching something the other day, man. That bear with me a moment. You know, Going back to what I was saying, I was just watching something the other day, on the internet, about how these people out here, they can't survive off of the wages that they are being given right now, man. Okay, let me give an example. Right, working literally, for $8 an hour. Because if you get any more than that, and I speak from my own experience, okay, if you make any more than $8 an hour, at least down in Florida where I was, if you make 10 or more an hour, then you get money deducted from your pay, right? They call it taxation, right? Then you have to report that. So I would work for $8 an hour, so then I don't have to report my earnings, right? So then I don't have to pay anything, don't tax wise. um, don't have to report it for lack of better words. Okay. But if I earn any more than $8 an hour, then I have to report, what I'm making, and then they, give you penalties, right? They call it taxation, which taxation is theft. Read a book called The Most Dangerous Superstition by Larkin Rose. 9 out of 10 rating from me, at least. Oh, it's by the way, you can listen to the free audio book on YouTube. Just look it up. But I own the physical copy. Phenomenal book. I'm gonna have to go read that for a third time, by the way. Anyway, um, going back to what I was saying, it just shows you, man. I remember, man, working out there in the hot ass sun, man, making $8 an hour. Here it is when your paycheck comes, man. It's it ain't a lot. It literally ain't a lot, man. I remember this one time, man, that went to cash my check, which was really like what, say, let's say $120 or something like that. So, I cashed a check, and then literally, not even 10 seconds later, I already have to take, you know, say 25 bucks out to, because the gas needs to be filled. Okay. Or something stupid like that. Okay. So there you go. All right. It just shows you that this money is just people are being literally worked to death out here, man. Okay, and this is another thing because according to the holy scriptures, a man is not supposed to be defrauded of his living, and that's what taxation is. It's theft. Okay, you give us your money or we hurt you. That's all they are really saying. Now, of course, they're not literally going to say it exactly like that, but nevertheless, that really is what they're saying. Okay, whether they call it stealing or not, that's irrelevant. It doesn't change the fact of what it is. For an example, if I was to if I was to say that killing somebody is not murder, but then let's see, it boggles the mind. Okay, it doesn't change the fact that it was wrong if I changed a word. Okay, so taking someone's life for no reason would still be wrong, even if I did not call it murder, right? So you see, it doesn't change the fact of what something is just because you changed the name. Okay, so it's a word game with these guys, man. Okay, they changed the meaning of words, right? Just like what's that guy? D McClung. Look that guy up on YouTube. D McClung. Guy got only like 20 subscribers, but he knows some stuff. I'll give him that. But as he likes to say, hey, look, don't let the mind benders bend your mind, right? Don't let the mind benders bend your mind, right? Don't let them trick you, okay? Because they'll, just change what words mean in order to get under your emotions. Okay, that's the way it works. Okay, that's the way they do it. Okay, it's a word game. Okay, this is why you have to let me give an example. Let me give an example. You have to know what words mean. Okay, let's give this example. When you read the Bible, right? Guys will say that one of the contradictions in the Bible is that God, commanded the Israelites to kill certain people. But then it says in the Ten Commandments that thou shalt not kill. So they'll say, we'll see that that shows it's a pure contradiction. Well, that's not true because the commandment was that thou shalt not murder. So killing and murder, let's put it this way, to un to kill somebody for no reason at all, that would be murder, which is a sin worthy of death according to the scriptures. So that's wrong. However, there are certain punishments in the scriptures where if a man or a woman was to commit those actions, then they would have to be put to death for committing those actions. Okay? So that would not be called murder because those people did something worthy of, being killed. Okay, so this is why you have to learn at what they do is they change the meaning of words, right? So they change the text. The text said, "Thou shalt not murder," meaning what? You shall not kill just for the sake of doing so, right? However, you can't turn around and say, well, God commanded the Israelites to take people's lives. in certain accounts, you'll see that proves it's a contradiction. Well, no, because the commandment was never thou shalt not kill. The commandment was thou shalt not murder. So there are differences. Okay, there's differences. Okay, if somebody commits a crime worthy of death according to the Bible, it would be justified to take that judgment out on them. And you would not be breaking the commandment because that would not be murder, which murder is killing somebody just for the sake of doing so, that which is absolutely wicked. Okay, just to set that record straight. Um, bear with me a moment. But yeah, man, getting back to what I was what I was saying, man, is that all you got to do is look at the people out here, man. Okay, just look at what's going on right now, man. All right, these people are absolutely done, man. Right, everywhere you look, man, everybody is just having a bad time right now, man. And it's only gonna get worse, right? Everything's only gonna get worse because we're in what the scriptures refer to as the birth pains, is what we're in, right? Matthew the 24th chapter, the birth pains, which is what is going to lead up to the time of the great tribulation, which by the way, the elect will be on the earth during that time period. Just to put that fact out there. All right, because I know Catherine asked a question about that, which I'm not sure if she's still here in the chat. But to answer that is the elect will be on earth during the time of the tribulation. Okay, now as far as the wrath goes, because I saw that Catherine asked me a question regarding the wrath, and in fact as well, I should put this out there. I also was talking the other day in a I want to say it was a meme YouTuber, right? They basically upload like religious memes or something like that. So I got in a conversation in the comment section, and somebody said that, well, the elect are saved before God's wrath, and I said, well, that's not true. Then they asked, well, tell me what you mean, and then I said that when you read the wrath, right, the wrath is not directed at the Lord's what's the word I'm looking for, at the elect, right, the Lord's people. The wrath is not directed at them. The wrath is directed towards the ones who take the MOB and the ones that the other people of the on the world, okay, living in the world. Okay, it's not directed at the Lord's people. Okay, so yes, the elect will be on the earth during that time, but the wrath is not directed at them. They're not the ones who are going to be affected by these plagues. And I'll give an example. Just read the first one. That one only affects the people who have the MOB. And the other ones are talking about the rivers and waters. And if you keep reading on, their judgments upon the wicked. It doesn't say that the righteous are going to be affected, but they will be on the earth during that time period, because when you go back to Matthew 24, verse 29 on down, it speaks about how immediately after the tribulation of those days will the Son of Man return. And then if you read under, it says that he will send his angels to gather together the elect. Okay, which all of that happens after the tribulation of those days, right after the wrath. Okay, after all of that's fulfilled is when Christ returns. In fact, I did a video which I know Catherine watched it. It was called the Day of the Lord, which I believe she watched it. I believe that was the video she commented on. She can correct me down below if not. Um, but I said in the video, right, I gave multiple precepts that talk about the day of the Lord. Now it doesn't say days, it says the day. But the word plural means more than one. Okay, so it says the day. Every verse I brought up, it says the day, meaning one single day. It doesn't mean 2 days, doesn't mean 3 days. It's one day. So you know what that proves? That proves that the Lord only returns one time. Okay, so these guys out here like the mind of God, you know, they're teaching a false doctrine, right? Because I'm not sure if Catherine is familiar. Oh, which by the way, Catherine, I have a question for you. I see you mentioned in one of your videos because I watched them. Luke Matt sent me one of them. So I watched two of your videos. I had to ask because you said something about hashtag Yahushai or something like that, or it was Team Yahushai, I believe. Yeah, tell me a little about that because I haven't heard that before. And also, are you familiar with GMS, right? Great Millstone, all right? Just so I can no, because I'm not aware if you know who that is. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, which damn, where the hell did I leave off? Oh, it's by the way, shalom to Luke Matt. Okay, which it's ironic the brother shows up. I literally just mentioned his name. You know, what a small world. But anyway, um, I mean, hell, where the hell is my boy Mind of God at, man? Where the hell is he at? He must be out. That brother must be out. Damn mini golf or something tonight, man. Inside joke. But anyway, let me see. Yeah, I think Luke and Catherine know each other, which is cool, right? That's cool. Um, but anyway, going back to what I was, speaking about is that the rapture is going to happen, after the tribulation of those days. Okay, which we're coming into the time of the tribulation right now. That's why all of these things are happening around the world, right? We're just in the birth pains, right? Everything is leading up to that time. Okay, which the time is fastly approaching, but we're just in the beginning of it. Okay, so as I was speaking about, don't believe these guys out here, these deceivers, okay, such as, the Mind of God, which Mind of God's cool, right? He knows some stuff, so I'm not gonna bash him, but he's off. He's totally going off and leading his congregation astray. Just like I'll give an example. LOP's on there, he's just eating it up, right? Everything that Mind of God says, he's pretty much just regurgitating it. Such as the what's the word I'm looking for? Just like the sequence, right? Basically, he teaches two witnesses come, then the rapture, and then the wrath, and then Lord returns after. So LOP pretty much went along with all that. That's what a lot of guys do. They hear things, they hear sweet things, and then they just go along with it. They don't do research into it. They don't read the scriptures for themselves. They just believe something because they've been told that. I'll give an example. When everybody was in church, everyone just will believe whatever they're told. It's just they don't read it themselves. I'll give an example. I know Ridge Napper, right? Which he comes on the page once in a while. Brother's pretty cool. But he don't know a lot. Um, he said that he's been a Christian for quite a while. I've known the guy for a good 4.5 years. But he has never even read one book of the Bible. So you're telling me that out of the 80 books of the Bible, you've never read one? That just shows you, and that's average Christian behavior, right? They can talk about the Bible, they might know two or three precepts off the top of their head. But then when it comes down to reading it, that's where a lot of them don't do it, man. I want to say a good 75%, if not more. Okay, the scriptures speak about giving diligence to reading, man. Okay, because the way that you learn is by, of course, watching videos, but then also by reading. Okay, that's how you become more educated. That's how you gain more knowledge is by reading. Okay, let me give an example, man. Over the past 18 months here, dealing with this whole, global situation, which, I can't use the words here because you know why. But one positive thing that came out of it was I read, I want to say probably like 12 books, right? 12 books in the last 18 months. And that's a lot, man. I'm talking about, some of the books at like, you know, 5,000 and 5,000, I mean, 500 pages, right? Maybe 1,000 pages. I'm talking about some big books, man. I read 12 of those. Okay, so that's an accomplishment. I've had a handful of books on my, wanting to read list. I'll name a couple of them. I'll Teen 2.0 by Robert Epstein, The Most Dangerous Superstition by Larkin Rose. Um, One of the U.S. history books. Let's see. History, the story of all of us. Let's see what else. The Stephen King It novel. Oh, that was a great book, man. Right? Fantastic book. Um, yeah, definitely one of my top favorites. Hell, that book is thicker than the Bible, man. And I'm not even kidding. Right? It's like, damn, man, that's one long ass book. Okay, but anyway, let's see. Some of Robert Kiyosaki's books, right? The Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Some of those economic advisement books. Um, Let me see. Is there any other ones? Um, Probably couldn't know them off the top of the head, but anyway, I was able to catch up on some good reads that I wanted to, get to over the past, handful of years. I just never was able to get to. Oh, another one. What is that? The Lost Prophecies of the Future of America by Michael Snyder. Very good book there. Look that one up. Always able to read the whole Bible again, front to back, including Apocrypha. Right. So that's just a handful of the books I was able to complete. Okay, so that's definitely a good thing that came out of it. Let's see. Catherine responded to my question and said, Team Yahushai are Rooney and Jason, who stream on the Limitless channel. They are proper flat earthers, talk about simulation reality and the current Hebrew calendar and the correct names. Okay, that's cool. Now let me ask you a question. Are you familiar with GMS, right? Great Millstone? And who did these guys get the name Yahushai from? If you don't mind me asking. Which again, those guys are cool. You're gonna have to send me a link to their page so I can give them a check. Okay, so I can go ahead and see what they're on their teaching. Okay, because some guys say some things which are correct, but then other ones, should be, of course, discussed respectively, of course. Um, so yeah, those guys might be cool. But I'm sure they probably got those names from one of the Hebrew Israelite groups, because those are the ones who are out there teaching that. All right, so yeah, I just asked because I'm not familiar with that name. Or you said you're not familiar with GMS. All right, that's cool. That's cool. But I'm just saying that Team Yahushai probably got that name from GMS. GMS stands for a Great Millstone. Okay, or there's other groups such as the Sakari, who pretty much the name Yahushai originated from the so-called Black Hebrew Israelite groups. Okay, you might not have known that, but I'm just putting that out there. Okay, that those were the first groups that came up with Yahweh and Yahushai. Okay, so I'm not sure how far back this Team Yahushai movement goes, but the name Yahweh and Yahushai from the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Black Hebrew Israelites, it goes back. I want to say good. I want to say about 40 years. Okay, so yeah, just look into that when you get the time. Okay, so as I said, I'll definitely look into it. See what they're saying. Let me ask a question. Let me ask you a question. Are you, Catherine? Are you a member of the Team Yahushai? Okay, do you teach the same doctrine as them? Just for my education. So anyway, while she's doing that, getting back to what I was rambling on about earlier. Oh, and I remember I put UFOs in the title of this video, so I should, of course, mention something about that. Which, of course, the name of the video is subject to change. But as far as these UFOs go, man, aka the chariots of the Most High, these UFOs are being sighted every single day, man. Okay, is that just proves that's further proof that that we're in those times right now. Okay, that's further proof that we're clearly in the times when Yahweh Shai, right, who the world calls Christ, is about to return, because we know that according to the scriptures, that Christ is going to be returning on those UFOs. Okay, contrary to what the U.S. government would have you think, right? Have you think those are talking about, little green men from another planet, right? Then these conspiracy guys, these Christians are on there talking about that the UFOs are demons, right? Fallen angels, right? So don't believe in the UFOs. You see, whatever way you slice the cake, so to speak, for lack of better words, they got you. Okay, they got you. Whether you believe they're little green men from Mars, whether you believe that they're fallen angels, right? Right, demons are the aliens, right? Aliens are actually demons, is what these guys teach. Just like the what are those guys? I believe the 13 Watchmen teaches that. I believe what's that page? Um, Now You See TV. You can look them up. And a lot of these other Christian groups out there, they basically teach that these UFOs are demonic in origin. That's clearly not true. So you see, whatever way you look at it, whether you believe in the conspiracy side, right, the aliens that are in these crafts, or whether you believe in these religious people, whatever way you look at it, they got you, okay, because they got you deceived to think that these are little green men that are coming to, take over the world, or demons coming to trick everybody. That's not true, right? Both of those are false, okay, because those UFOs are actually the angels, right? God's angels are inside of those UFOs, okay? And I know that's a hard pill to swallow. That was a hard pill for me to swallow, okay? But then when I did research on it, then I was convinced, okay, well, this doesn't happen overnight. Okay, this doesn't happen, overnight. Okay, it takes a number of years of doing research, into these topics of discussion until you can, be fully persuaded of one of these beliefs. You know what I'm saying? So the whole UFOs thing, when I heard that, because I was always brought up to believe that those are aliens, and then other, religious people talked about oh, but those are, demons, right? So I was brought up with both those beliefs. But then I heard people teaching that those were actually the angels. Then I said, you know what? I'm going to look into this. And then, I've seen these things. I've actually seen these UFOs before. Okay. And I have that on video. Look that up. Um, but, after my research, I've came to the conclusion that, what? These are actually the vehicles of the Most High. The scriptures speak about the chariots of God. Now, people will say they don't know what those are. Well, we can know because the scriptures clearly describe them. If we go to, what is that, Ezekiel, the first chapter, and Ezekiel, the 10th chapter, to name a handful of examples, it describes these UFOs. Okay, let me just read. Catherine put up another comment here. She said, I'm not sure if I'm a member. I've only just been accepted back in because I was posting still channels on their live chat a few years ago. Then they banned me. Oh, okay, that's cool. I understand. Well, as I said, Catherine, you're definitely welcome here, to come on with us, man. Okay, which I should say, my friend, because I know you're not a man, so excuse me. So excuse me. Anyway, yeah, sister, you're certainly welcome, to come on here with us anytime. I'm sure we might see differently on certain, topics in the scriptures, but that's cool, right? That's cool. You know, um, the way that we, all learn is by, having conversations with one another. And, sometimes we all can teach each other, other things. Okay. So that's, of course, always, beneficial for all of us. Okay. Is the way you learn is by, of course, understanding and listening to other people's fields of belief. And then that's how you, mature in knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Um, anyway, oh, I do want to ask this as well, because I was watching one of your videos and you made a mention, which I believe it was you, could be mistaken, but you said something about hell, right? You said something about, people go to hell when they die, or something like that. I don't want to put words in your mouth. So if you are able to, could you just correct me, on your teaching? because I don't want to put the words in your mouth, but when I watched your video, you made a mention about hell, right? So if you can correct me on your belief, that'll be appreciated. Because as far as my belief goes, right, mine and God pretty much ascribes to it as well. Um, when you deal with the Bible, right, there are when it mentions the word hell, you see what we've been taught in the church is that, if you're wicked, you die and you go to hell. If you're righteous, you die and go to heaven. I would argue with that. You know why? Because there's verses in the scriptures where it says that the good and the wicked they rest together when they die. When you die, your spirit goes up to God. If you go to what is that? Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7, the spirit of a man goes upward, but the spirit of an animal goes downward. Right. And wait a second. Are the animals going into hell? Because it says the spirit of a beast. The beast is an animal. So are animals going into hell? No, the animal's spirit is just going down into the ground, but the spirit of a man is going up to the Most High. Okay, and then you enter into the spiritual world. The Christians will call it purgatory, which really isn't too far off. Okay, I wouldn't call it that, but I mean, it's really not far off. Okay, but then if you read Job chapter 3, it says that they're the wicked, they cease from troubling. They're the weary, they are at rest. It says they're the prisoners, they rest together, and they hear not the voice of the oppressor. It says what? That the small and the great are there. And you can read the rest yourself. Okay, but basically that's where the good and the wicked, they all rest together after death, right? Their spirit goes to God and, stand before the Most High. And, the Lord, you know, uh, um, which we don't know how it all goes down. But, I'm sure, when you pass away, your spirit goes up to the Most High. You probably speak before the Lord, and then, you rest, right? You go to sleep. And I'll give examples. Stephen, if you go to Acts the seventh chapter, Stephen was stoned to death. But then it says when he died, right? After he was stoned, he fell down and he went to sleep, meaning what he died. Also, if you go to John chapter 11, verse 11, read on down, Jesus went to bring up Lazarus from the grave. Jesus said to the disciples and everyone in the building that Lazarus was sleeping. They laughed at him because they knew he was dead. But then they said to Christ, "It's like, well, what do you mean he's asleep? We all know he's dead, right?" So they laughed at him because they thought that Christ was speaking about, how Lazarus was, just taking a nap, right? But if you read the whole story, Christ made it clear to them. He said, "No, Lazarus is dead." Okay, which you can read the whole story for yourself to understand what I'm talking about, right? The people thought that Lazarus was taking a nap, but then Christ said plainly that he was dead. But first, he said that Lazarus is asleep, right? So that proves that when you die, death is synonymous with sleep. Okay, and I also will give him one more example. If you go to, I want to say it's First Chronicles, chapter what is it? Chapter 28, verse 19. The King Saul went to summon the spirit of Samuel from the grave. All right. Now Saul was wicked. He turned from the Lord. But then when Samuel came up and talked with Saul, what happened was Samuel told Saul that tomorrow him and his sons are going to die in war and they're all going to rest together. It's like, well, wait a second. Why is a righteous man telling a wicked man they're both going to rest together? Why? Because when you die, you go to rest, you sleep. Okay, both if you're wicked, both if you're righteous. Okay, what is that? Job the third chapter. You can read that yourself. Okay, so that addresses that. When you die, you don't go to hell, you go and sleep. As far as the other references in the Bible to the word hell, and this is why you have to study. Okay, this is why studying is a must. Okay, because I can show you. Let me give an example. If you go to Jonah chapter 2 and verse 2, right now, if you know the story of Jonah, Jonah was in the belly of a fish, right? But if you read it, verse 2, Jonah said, I cried unto the Lord by reason of my affliction out of the belly of hell. Wait a second. Jonah wasn't in hell. He was in the belly of the fish, which, by the way, because Mighty God teaches that that wasn't a real fish. Well, to prove it was, if you go to what is that? Matthew chapter 12 and verse 40. It literally says that there was a whale. So Almighty God got cut 6 ways to Sunday by that scripture. Anyway, going back to what I was saying in the book of Jonah, is Jonah referred to the belly of the fish as hell. So that shows you what? That hell in the Bible is a condition of suffering that's played out on the earth. Okay, so there's different meanings for the word hell in the Bible. Okay, it could be either one of three things. One is the grave, two is a condition of suffering, or three is the earth itself. Okay, because the earth is the place where judgment takes place. If you go to what is that? Ecclesiastes, I want to say the 3rd chapter. Okay, it speaks about that there was a place where suffering and judgment takes place. Okay, which what is that? Oh, and it's said in the verse, you can read it yourself. It says, I saw a place underneath the sun, and judgment was there. Right there, the righteous and there, the wicked, they're all there. Read it yourself. All right. That's talking about the earth. Okay, the earth is the place where judgment takes place, aka hell, according to the Bible. So you see, you have to put off the Christian doctrine when you really come into this knowledge of these scriptures, man. Okay, you can't be coming into this thing with a Christian mindset. Okay, which don't get me wrong, I was there too. Okay, I came up like that. Okay, and when I was first in this truth, I believed a lot of those things. But this is why, as you get more mature spiritually, right, as you get grounded, in this knowledge, you start to expand and digest more. The scriptures speak about the meat and the milk of the scriptures, which basically means what? The simple things to understand and the more difficult things to understand, right? So the more difficult things to understand are say for an example, the Genesis account, certain prophecies, but the milk is, let me rephrase myself, excuse my stutter, the milk is referring to the things such as the gospel and certain stories in the scriptures will be referred to as milk. Okay, but then the meat, as I said, are certain breakdowns in the scriptures. Okay, now of course it actually doesn't mean it's physical meat and physical milk. It's a spiritual thing. So that answers that. There's a couple other precepts I'll quote for you. So Catherine, you can look these up if you're interested. If you go to what is that? Psalms chapter 9 verse 17, it says that the wicked, they will be turned into hell. Wait a second, how can a person be turned into hell? You know why? Because hell is a condition of suffering. Okay, hell is a low condition. I'll give an example. I'm in hell. Okay, I don't have any money. Okay, I don't, I don't have a whole lot, right? So I'm in hell. I am in a condition of suffering. That's why our people might say something along the lines of, oh man, I'm catching hell, right? I'm catching hell. And that's what hell is in the Bible. Hell is a condition of suffering. Okay, it's not actually a place where people go and burn. That's what we were taught in the Christian church, but that's not in the Bible. Okay, because the Bible says that both the good and the righteous, the righteous and the wicked, they rest together when they die, according to the precepts I quoted earlier. Okay, now let me see. Let me do another one. If you go to what is that? Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4, it says that death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. So wait a second, I thought the lake of fire was hell. So if the lake of fire is hell, well, how can hell be thrown into hell? See, that don't make sense, because the lake of fire is actually referring to Babylon the Great when it gets taken down, which Babylon the Great is America, by the way. And the hell is talking about the sufferings, okay, and the affliction, right? It's not going to be there anymore, because if you go on to read about the kingdom, that says what? That all these sorrows, right? Crying, sorrow and adversity, it was all done away with. Right. So that's why it was all taken away in that lake of fire. Let me just grab a drink real quick. Hey, shalom to Sacramento Truth movement. Hey, shalom. Uh, he said, yeah, Sheol. Yeah, Sheol is yeah, when you deal with Sheol, right? It's just talking about the grave, right? When you put 6 feet under. Oh, and this is why you have certain guys on there. I'll give an example. Just like what's that cat? Calls himself the faithful, I believe it's faithful servants of Christ, he calls himself. He teaches that he teaches that that's what I'm looking for. He teaches that damn, excuse me, I lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, excuse me. He teaches that Jesus spent 3 nights in the middle of the earth is what happened to him. Nah, that's completely going off there. Hey, Shalom, Sacramento, what's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Man, not much. I'm surviving. How about yourself, man?
Pretty much the same. I don't know if you've seen my community post lately, but doing all right. How about you?
As I said, man, I'm just trying to make it through, man. Just looking at what's going on in the world right now, man. It's definitely things are getting, crazy out here, man.
Yeah, it is. I actually ran into a guy recently that ends up he knows you.
Oh, tell me the story. You mentioned it. I asked you about it, but I don't think you're
Oh,
seeing.
okay. Um,
Yeah, so tell me
I
about
don't know
that.
if you see my recent video where I'm talking to the Hebrew Israelite, and I mentioned you. I said I have a friend who's a Hebrew Israelite, and told him your name, and he's like, "Is he a light skinned Mexican guy, always on Elder Tahar's, I think that's the guy's name, posts and everything."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I guess he knows you.
Oh, so what happened? What was the conversation like?
Uh, not pretty much. I just I ran into him on the street and seen what he was talking about, and told him what that I ended up knowing you, and I guess he knows you too from the comment boards, and nothing too much. But I posted a video on it, and if you want to find his channel, it's nonstop on the block 144.
Yeah, yeah. As I said, man, a lot of those guys know me, man. Which, as I said, I'll put it
Yeah.
out there because
Well, no,
I know a lot of those guys.
these are
A
the
lot of
first
those
time I
guys.
actually ever seen them in Sacramento.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, man. I just
yeah,
want to say real quick. Just want to say
go
real
ahead.
quick. I know a lot of those guys actually don't like me for some reason, and it's like I don't know why a lot of those guys don't like me. But hey, that's cool. As I said, I certainly give my
Oh,
respects unto
he
the
didn't say he didn't
to
like
the
you.
elders and the apostles. What happened?
He didn't say he didn't like you. He just he said he knows you.
Yeah, yeah. As I said, man, a lot of those guys know who I am. I definitely been around the block, so to speak. But as I said, a lot of those guys they don't like, right? So that brother might have been cool with me. That's cool. But some of the other guys they don't like me for some reason. And as I said, that's cool, right? That's cool. Um, at the end of the day, every man has to work out his own salvation, right? So we're not looking to be liked by everybody, right? Hey, look, in this thing of ours, like even let me say this, even Apostle Dahar, right, the head of Great Millstone, he said multiple different times on video that hey, look, there are many, cats in GMS who are straight up, which I shouldn't use the word on here, but he says it, the N word, right? The straight up, don't know what the hell they're talking about, and whole on be on there saying that, what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, we just have to be worried about, getting our own salvation, not worrying about what the next man is up to. Of course, the scriptures speak about being peaceful with all men if you're able to, which, of course, as they said, I'm on there trying to be peaceful with Great Millstone. And I've always said that, and I always will, say that. But of course, you'll always have bad apples in there who always, try to, start up an argument. But yeah, man, that's cool that you ran into somebody who knew me, man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, yeah. Let me just say real quick. Yeah, yeah. Catherine, I thank you for stopping by. You're certainly welcome, on any other time, sister. and maybe we'll even bring you on to speak on the show soon. So anyway, Sacramento, what else is going on, man?
Um, Nothing too much. I'm gonna start making some more videos pretty soon. I just had to take a break for a while. Um, some personal stuff, but nothing too much. How about you, man?
Yeah, I hear you, man. I've been definitely, going through some things myself too, man. It definitely gets hard, man. It definitely gets, overwhelming, at certain times. But I just been and spending my time, in more study lately. You know, that's just one thing I've been trying to do, try to do more lessons. But yeah, man, we definitely should do a stream on your page, sometime. Have you sent me a message on Gmail yet? Because I looked and I
Yeah,
haven't seen.
Julian Godfrey, I think that's the account name. But
Oh,
yeah, I
was it
sent you one like a couple weeks ago actually. I have the StreamYard set all up and everything. It's just I haven't actually tried to stream. But I gotta do it eventually. But
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, we'll definitely, do a show on your page, sooner or later, man, because there's a
yeah.
lot of people in the community who would definitely, probably want to come on and, and talk, man. Everybody likes to do that.
Yeah, I feel that. I gotta I've been using my community post a lot lately. I didn't realize I had a lot of supporters like how I do. So I know a lot of them might actually want to come on and talk.
Yeah, that's always cool, man. That's always, and I know, man, from my own, experience, with coming up in this, platform, slowly but surely, you start to, make new friends on this platform. Like I've had a couple guys I used to, record with in my first days when I started. One of them was, of course, Rock Upon him, and the other brother was named the Vigilant Soldier, which both of those guys, they're not in the truth anymore, right? Vigilant
Yeah,
Soldier is
I seen
off into
that.
college, and
Isn't
Rock Upon him's out there playing, what is that, Resident Evil all day, and
yeah
that's what
is
those guys are out there doing. Go ahead.
isn't the Vigilant Soldier? Isn't he a Muslim?
No, no, he's a
No.
he's a Christian, but
Oh,
he's weak, right? And I hate to say that about the brother, because he's very cool, but I always liked that brother. But then he really put this truth off, right? He didn't really care about it anymore. He hasn't done a video in 2 years now, so that
oh
just
wow.
shows you, man, that yeah, these guys got weak. And
Yeah,
according to the scriptures, yeah, if a brother needs to take, some time to handle personal business, and that's cool. But when you, set your heart to teach, you have to stay committed to that. So, you can't take 2 years off. That just shows that guys are weak by taking 2 years, to just go and find yourself a higher paying job in the society. We're
for
not
sure.
supposed to be looking, to build ourselves, totally up in this place, because we're looking for a place to come, right? We're looking for a kingdom which is to come, right? So that's what we should be teaching our people about. That's what we should be spending our time doing. Which, of course, as I said, if a brother needs to take a week off, 2 weeks, that's cool. But 2 years, I mean, that just shows you, man. A lot of brothers are getting weak out there, man.
Yeah, they are. Um, I've been seeing videos lately of what's his name? You just said his name. Rock Upon him.
Yeah, Rock
Like
upon 'em.
troll videos and stuff, kind of like that, and then videos on you, and then what's the other guy's name? The Loving Christian.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like troll videos. I don't know if it's true or not. Then I seen this one where they're exposing Rock Upon him, like some British guy saying he was gay or something.
Hey, as I said, man, it's that goes a long way back. There was a whole situation that went down where basically somebody was hacking into everybody's accounts. Yeah,
Oh
it
wow.
was pretty bad, man. I don't have to tell the whole story here, but yeah, it was pretty bad, which I believe it was Rock Upon who was behind all of it. But as I said, I'm cool with Rock, right? And if it really was him, which he of course won't, say if it was or not, but there's definitely some fishy stuff that was going on. But I told him before, hey, look, man, if you really were doing those things, messing with us, I told him, hey, look, man, I'll forgive you for it. It's cool, right? Hey, there's no beef.
There's
So
some
as I
recent
said, man.
troll
Go
accounts
ahead.
like from a month ago made um like about Ridge and you.
Yeah, yeah, I seen those, man. I seen them. Trust me, man. That's nothing new, man. That's been going on as long as
Oh,
I
okay.
can remember for years on them, man. So I just learned to deal with it, and the way I handled it is if you just ignore them for months on end, they'll just get tired of of trolling you because you're not paying attention to it, so they'll just move on to somebody else. That's just how I
Yeah.
handled it. When they came after me, in years past.
Yeah, I had some people like that too, but they end up losing their accounts and stuff, so those videos are gone. But I know what you're talking about. I haven't had anything recently like that at all, though. It's just
Yeah,
been
yeah,
real
that's cool.
low key.
Right, I hear you, man. I had yeah, I had somebody going around. He was commented on the videos, using my avatar and my name. So when people see it, they'll think it's me who's on there. And he was saying some very perverted stuff on there, but it even gives me a bad reputation. And I'll give an example. Right, one of the GMS members, he did a video on it. Right, the guy put up a fake channel of me in the comment section and basically said, something terrible about, the brothers and about the Bible. And they used that to say, oh, well, see this guy, ETT, see this guy's bugging out. It's like, well, wait a second. I wasn't the one who said that. It was this
Oh,
fake troll account who did. So as I said, man, this is why brothers got to be diligent out there. You actually have to look at these accounts. If you see a channel out there that has no videos on it, and check the date when this account was made. Okay, because my accounts that I use were made, at least 4 years ago. Right, my channel I'm streaming on now and my backup channel, they go back. It should be about 4 years. Right, so these new channels, you'll see they were most likely popped up, like yesterday or something. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I do.
So
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So you just got to be careful out there, man, with these guys.
yeah, you got to. I made mine in the one that my main one in 2015, so it goes
Yeah.
back a while. I was posting music on it, but then I don't know. Do you remember my last channel? Uh, the one that I used to have before the one that I have now.
Uh, what was it name?
It was 2 liter J for the real worldwide hood star.
I think I do remember that. Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. It had like 5,000 subs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ended up getting that terminated, and then it took me about a whole year to set up the one that I have now. Like actually start making videos, because like in the process I was just doing videos and then slowly uploading them to a point where all the ones that I needed to have up, like the hour long ones, were up. So it took me about a year to almost set the whole thing up. And then I did the Twitter account, and I'm on BitChute too. That took a while to figure out. But
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's definitely is time consuming, to do. And that's why I, am extremely careful with what I talk about because I have, brothers come on and ask me, like, I'll give an example. Somebody asked me to do a video about, one of these events that was going on that would be controversial, right? So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to make a video about that because if I do, if I get a strike, that's hey, all you got to get is 3 strikes and you're out. You know what I'm saying? So there's no
yeah,
reason to take risk like that. Like with everything going on right now regarding this juice, and got to
are
use
you?
code word on here. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But you're not gonna talk about that. I rarely talk about it, and if I ever do, it'll be in code word because how serious this platform takes that topic. You know what I'm saying? So we got
I
to
do.
be extremely careful with the way that we word things on here. That's just the way I look
Right.
at it.
Have you tried posting on BitChute? They don't really take down stuff on there. Like videos
Um,
that I've had on my last channel, like talking about JOO apostrophe S and Israel. You know that I'm using code
yeah,
language, but like when you talk about like stuff that like that on here, they'll take it down. But I had like 2 or 3 videos. Another one I got to post soon, but I've been posting them on BitChute and haven't had no problems with them on there. Stuff about like the 19 C19. If you talk about stuff like
Yeah,
that on
yeah.
here, it gets removed. But I have a few videos on there. It's been about a year now, or just about a year.
Um, I do have an account on there. I made it a while back. I have an account, but I really just upload to YouTube because, when you read the scriptures, YouTube was really the main platform that the
No,
Lord,
I
had,
yeah, I get that.
erected, in these times. So I really, use this platform, but I do know, even Tahar has a page on, I'm not sure if it's BitChute, but he has it on one of those, newer, platforms as well. He announced.
Yeah,
So yeah, I know guys are teaching on, Instagram as well. Guys are there. Guys are on Facebook. Really, the truth is everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But I
I do. Yeah.
myself, I pretty much stayed to YouTube. Just because this was really the main platform, for us to use in these times. But yeah, it's definitely, good that we do have these alternative, platforms
Well,
that we also
I
could
don't
use.
mean exactly like alternative. I mean like just a place to
Right.
post stuff that you know that would get removed on here. Because that's what I use it
Yeah,
for, like
yeah.
a backup. Like I'll post a video on BitChute and then I'll do like a little short video or usually a community tab saying I post new videos on BitChute. And they get pretty good views. Like they recommend your stuff a lot more, but for follower wise, I only got like 61. But it's not really about the followers. As long as the message getting out is what the point is.
Right, right. And you see, and that's what it is at the end of the day, man, is a lot of guys are out here, just to get these followers, right? Guys are just out there to get more followers. But this is the way you got to look at it. The more followers you have, it means that you're not teaching the whole truth. You know why? Because the amount of people they flock to hear, what they want to hear. But the real people who are teaching the truth, they're not going to have, all of these, 20,000, 50,000 subscribers. Like you look at some of these cats on YouTube, man, some of these guys have half a million subscribers, right? Like these guys, the Catholic Answers, they call themselves, I believe they have a couple 100,000 subs. So that just
Yeah.
shows you, man, that the real people who are actually seeking the true truth of the Bible, they're going to have very few subscribers because what they're saying is the truth. And the real people of the world, they don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear what makes them, feel good inside. And that's what the Christian doctrine is. It's all about making one feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's what these churches they teach about. It's primarily, a feel good doctrine,
Oh
right?
yeah, I totally
Prosperity
agree.
doctrine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
and that's what
prosperity
they're on there teaching.
gospel, like Joel Osteen.
Right, right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're not out there teaching that, right? We're out
I-
here, giving the truth, just like what's that cat? Just like Atlantis report says, right? The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Inside joke, right? But that's what we're telling the people, right? We're telling the people the truth. But of course, since the truth is hated, right? Most people are not going to subscribe to what we're saying because what we're saying is the truth, right? But at the end of the day, the Lord didn't come to bring a lot of people, into this knowledge. The Lord came for a small amount of people. So, as I said, man, we all gotta consider ourselves to be lucky at the end of the day, because it could have been the next man who was, enticed into this teaching, right? We could have been one who was just out here in the world, following, the things of the world, so we just gotta consider ourselves to be lucky.
right. I was gonna say something, I forgot.
Oh, is your Gmail the I believe it's called Jeffrey? Was that you?
No, it's let me check real quick. I think it's on this phone. It should
Yeah,
be
yeah. If you can,
Julian.
send me another message over the Gmail for me, just so I don't have to search through it, because I do get a lot of messages
Um,
through there.
do
So
you
if
see
you
this
can,
search on Gmail? Do you see the search bar? Search and email. Type in Julian.
let me. Okay, let me go over there real quick.
Because I sent you one, but I'm not sure if I responded.
Okay. All right. What? How do I spell it?
JULIAN.
Okay, let me look it up right here. Okay, I believe I see it. Let me
It should be like a
here I will.
yellow profile picture, and then
Yeah. Let me. All right, here I'm gonna send a message to you, because I do see it here. I see Julian. All right, I just sent a message and said Shalom. So you should receive that on there then.
But what did you want me to email you for again?
Oh, I just said, so that in the future we'll be able to hook up over there, just so we can get the time right to
Actually,
do a stream on your channel.
do you got Instagram?
I do not have Instagram anymore. I did away with that a while back because of an issue I had with it, but I only have the Gmail at the moment.
Gotcha. Yeah, I got Instagram and Twitter.
Oh, okay. But yeah, man, I just seen your message on there. I did send another response. I said Shalom, and then I sent it over. So I'm not sure if it got it or not.
Shalom.
But
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it. But
okay.
I can't
All right,
check
yeah,
at the
man.
moment though.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, man. I am gonna end the show in probably about 3 minutes here. But I might be live tomorrow night. I'm not sure. I'll have to check my time. But yeah, man. We'll definitely bring you on the show again, and then Lord willing, in the near future, we can also do some shows on your page. Is there anything else you want to say to the audience before we close the show out?
No, not really. I just wanted to just come on here see what was up.
Yeah,
But
that's cool, man. Well, hey, I thank you for stopping by, man.
no problem, man. I might actually try to go live right now too. I want to test it out.
All right, that's cool, man. That's cool. If you can, send me a link on my one in my comment board there, because I'm not sure if I'm subscribed to all of your channels. So
It's
just send me a link
the
to it
one that's in your
if you.
comments. Sacramento Truth Movement
Oh,
one,
okay,
the main one
okay,
with
okay.
13,000 subs.
Yeah, I should be subscribed to that one. So yeah,
All
man,
right,
I'll go ahead and check that out then.
all right, cool. Appreciate it.
Okay. So anyway, for everyone else watching, I'm gonna end the show off with that. If anybody made it this far, go ahead and put hashtag Shalom in the comment section down below. But anyway, yeah, that's gonna be the end of the show for tonight. Of course, gonna end off by giving all praises to Yahweh, his son Yahweh Shai, for this truth. And yeah, we'll see you around. So anyway, Sacramento, I'll definitely check your channel to see what you're doing. And
All
if you're
right,
going live, then I might stop by, man.
cool. Appreciate it.
All right, see you around, man.
All right, you too, man.